we could chalk that up to a number of different things, but yeah, reading the matchups is definitely really important in this multiple god format.
Yeah, and one thing that stands out for me personally is a lot of these guys we're talking about getting knocked out who are seeded very high. They're great players, super experienced, but they've been around. They got the experience, which means they also have the Genesis cards. They're used to playing with Genesis set, having those staple cards in there, and I think some of these lower seeded players are used to this format already.
Yeah, this is their wheelhouse. This is where they live.
Yeah.
It's another day at the office for them, right?
Yeah, I think that's definitely plays a part in my head.
In the Win with Two Gods format definitely changes things. You can be very well versed in one god, and that just isn't enough right now.
So for anybody who's a little newer to the game or just hasn't seen him, LCHammer has been around a long time, and he is known for wacky decks.
The master of successful memes.
Yes, he creates meme decks that nobody has thought of yet, and he plays well with them.
Yeah, he will make you break your own keyboard after milling your deck with any god.
Yeah. So we'll see what he takes to the tournament. He maybe takes a more straightforward approach, just trying to, go for the win, or he might have a little bit of his own flavor, and I'd bet on the latter.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what happens. In the first matchup, we got Slayer War versus Nature. LCHammer already throwing me for a loop. I was not expecting Slayer. I was right about to say, is it going to be Onslaught or Enrage?
It's
I'm very excited for this match, not just for the fact that LCHammer is the very definition of unpredictable, but
so unpredictable
as he comes out with a turn 1 Rampart. But I'm also excited to see Clutch play something other than Onslaught. Not sure if I've had the pleasure of witnessing that yet.
Clutch plays Nature. We've gone over this.
Yeah, no, I'm slow to the punch.
Alright, but also, without having Genesis cards, I would say it has to be a Control Slayer list.
Oh, for sure.
Because Carnage Sweeps and that spell that deals 12 damage if you have a Relic equipped.
Yeah, the Avalanche Strike.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Yeah. And Ares Runeblade at 8 mana, that's a win condition on its own, if you're able to get there anyway.
But Clutch does have the Marshwalker plus Shield Bearer, which is quite powerful.
It's quite powerful, but he doesn't get much out of it.
Very true.
For a couple turns. You might be thinking about just buffing that Vanguard Axewoman.
Yeah, if he buffs the Vanguard Axewoman, he only deals 5 damage to the Rampart.
Yeah, but that Shield Bearer, if it doesn't get traded away, can finish it off next turn.
Very true.
I think I would just buff the Skeleton Heavy.
And he goes for God Power. That's interesting.
Okay. Trying to hold on to his resources.
He does have a low curve hand that might behoove him come turn 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Is LCHammer already setting up for the Carnage Sweep?
Yeah, that or the Avalanche Strike.
Yeah. Avalanche Strike. Sorry, remind me. Is that random damage or no?
No,
target.
Okay. Cool.
And unless LCHammer has the other Warmonger Smith, there is no way to buff this relic.
Oh, there's the injured Hatorai or whatever. No, that's not what it's called. But it's a 5 mana 4/5 with Twin Strike, and if you have a relic equipped, it gets +1 attack and gives your relic +1 attack.
Oh yeah, the trial card.
Yeah, that is super, super niche.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that played. Might be a first time for me.
What's that called?
But yeah, I still don't really know exactly what to expect from LCHammer.
You never do.
Yeah, you never do. But for the next 5 turns, I mean,
well, it's a real rough spot. He has the relic equipped. He has 4 mana and a pip next turn. So if Clutch wants to play a whole bunch of creatures, which he could, it might just get completely removed. Like, does he go with both Marshwalkers and risk the? Oh, he goes with the God Power. Okay.
Playing it safe.
Yeah, really allocating his resources efficiently.
Yeah.
Just for reference, that card is Valknir Weaponsmith.
Oh, of course, Valknir.
Easy to remember. Yeah, I mean, another thing to keep in mind is Nature just has relic removal. Nefarious Briar.
There's relic removal in the Sanctum currently.
Relic removal in the Sanctum currently.
And Clutch realizes it right now.
So he can't get it yet and play it. But LCHammer uses the relic anyway.
And the Eagle makes the right trade. You'd love to see it. So we're going to go with a Black Jaguar or 2 Marshwalkers. Or maybe even a Skeleton Heavy. The world is Clutch's oyster.
I think I'd go Black Jaguar here. Mainly for that region.
Now that the relic is gone, I might be interested in playing 2 Marshwalkers, but this is more damage.
Yeah. So you can Carnage Sweep and get a little bit out of it.
Hey, there's that card we were talking about.
There's the card we were talking about.
Hey, it's the card we were talking about.
That's Volknir. We all knew it.
Yep. Weaponsmith.
Oh, of course. Goes without saying.
Should be Relic Smith.
Relic Smith. No, you said should be. Okay. So, Fey Flame Blade. I guess see where the Jaguar goes, right?
Yep. Step 1.
Yeah. And
the Jaguar says we're trading.
I'm thinking about that Fey Flame Blade here.
Yeah,
he's going to want to stick all the creatures he can stick.
Yeah, and LCHammer's deck is leaning towards control. I think Clutch can afford to take 8 damage, especially with all that bonus favor he'll acquire. The Fart Basilisk will be really strong. There's merit for the Soothsayer to get more resources.
No doubt.
But I would be very surprised to see that Axeman go into that 4-2 and not the Fey Flame Blade.
Me too. Oh, okay.
Okay, taking a little less damage.
This is interesting. I feel like LCHammer is sitting pretty comfortably right now. Still at 23 health.
Yeah, his opponent's board is not scary.
No.
Yeah, but you never know. Clutch could start threatening any turn now.
Another Rampart.
Wow.
So Clutch can kill it on board currently, so it's not the worst thing in the world. I don't want him to use this Lightning Strike on it, though.
Please don't.
Yeah, I think you kill the Rampart, and maybe you play the Fart Basilisk.
Yeah, Fart Basilisk is looking good here.
You can go Fart Basilisk and the second Marshwalker and be fairly confident that a Carnage Sweep doesn't come down. It's possible he can play the Enduring Shield and then pip into Carnage Sweep, but LCHammer has 4 cards in his hand, and that's a 2-card combo. It's fairly unlikely.
True. And another thing on top of that is that LCHammer still has a pip, and they're getting closer and closer to 8 mana, which is essentially when the game ends for Clutch.
Yeah, I wonder if Clutch has natural relic removal in his deck. Because if he doesn't, he might want to be more conservative with that Fart Basilisk. But if he has a Nefarious Briar, the Fart Basilisk seems like a really great tempo play, and he can just assume he'll draw his relic removal later.
Ooh.
Thinking about the Soothsayer.
What is he
Interesting.
looking for?
That is bold. LCHammer's got to be happy
Firewine?
about that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting.
Heavy on the removal.
Yeah, and he does not want it.
Might have been an amazing play there.
And he has 2 1-mana cards in hand, but chooses not to play it, probably because he's afraid of the Carnage Sweep, which he could have destroyed. He could have played around that easily.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Yeah, that was a questionable move.
Now, if he did Fart Basilisk, after a Carnage Sweep, he would have a 4-2.
Now, judging by what we've seen so far, it looks like this is a relatively low curve nature list, but there's the Oryx off the top. I mean, he could have a pretty heavy top end with like Vinebound Jotun, feel relatively comfortable going to those late mana turns, but yeah. I don't know. I think I'd try to be ending the game sooner rather than later.
Yeah, you don't want to see 8 mana and get that Ares Runeblade out.
Definitely.
And when we did see those 2
Frenzied Rituals,
those 2 Frenzied Rituals, which lead me to believe he is working towards the late game.
Yeah. Okay, he let his opponent get this Fart Basilisk, and he used it against him. Let's see if
LC also establishes a relic, so all of his relic spells are active. Clutch is 1 turn away from the charging Oryx, and I'm sure he wants the board to be cleared for when that comes down.
Yep. Not willing to use the Lightning Strike on that, though.
Yeah, one thing I think is interesting is he kept that Marshwalker in his opening hand, and it's about to be 7 mana and has not come down yet.
That is interesting. I think he wanted to hold it until after Carnage Sweep, and now it's just been awkward.
Yeah, I know. I imagine that that Rampart that LCHammer played turn 1 also had something to do with it, because we saw he had the Shield Bearer Marshwalker on turn 2. It just didn't do anything.
Yeah, just wasn't nearly as potent as it almost always is. But unless LCHammer has the Carnage Sweep here,
Or
which
Rush.
he doesn't. Yeah, that's just not quite enough. Does he have a buff?
Even if he can't kill the Overgrown Rhino, LCHammer has a good amount of life.
Yeah, and the Rhino might just trade for him.
Yeah, I think he's pretty okay no matter what the Rhino does. And that creature existing gets in the way of the charging Oryx pretty successfully too.
Yeah. You have to imagine he's sitting on an Avalanche Strike, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. He's made a point to get the relic established without using it, so you gotta assume he has some sort of relic card in hand.
Another Warmonger Smith
Ooh.
would
Reconnaissance for some more value, and there's the Avalanche Strike.
Oh, he just took it. He didn't play Reconnaissance.
Yep.
I see. Alright,
interesting.
so do you go for it here? Or do you try to go wide again?
Oh no, I'm going for the Oryx.
Yeah, he gets it's so much more mana than everything else. It goes face. We just saw the
Nice
Avalanche
job.
Strike. Now LCHammer can put it to sleep. We know that for facts. Or Reckoning.
He's getting the relic.
Oh, okay.
Alright, this could
Alright.
be an interesting lightning strike. Oh, and he has a hunt in here. I was not expecting to see hunts.
Trade
Do you
Hunt?
go for the 50-50 Lightning Strike here?
I don't think so.
You think trade Oryx Hunt?
I think you gotta guarantee it.
The 50-50 lightning strike, like 7 damage to LCHammer's face, puts him to 8. That's almost lethal. Oh.
Not what you wanted to see there.
That
Clutch.
hurts.
Yeah, he can still kill it off with the goat and the Vanguard Axewoman, or he can do nothing.
What's the opposite of clutch?
Poop.
That
Yes.
was very poop.
Yeah, he pooped his pants there a little bit.
Okay, well, Clutch didn't poop his pants.
The lightning strike pooped in Clutch's pants.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well said.
But yeah, I mean, I guess he did the right thing. Just RNG, you know. Sometimes don't do the thing for you.
Yeah, LCHammer's not quite out of the woods yet.
I do think the lightning strike was a fair test. He could have dealt a lot of damage to his opponent's face and tried to edge it out. Now, does he play the Veil Warden Minotaur?
Has to.
Yeah, I think he has to. Like, what are his other options? Marshwalker and pass?
He's already got one Carnage Sweep in the books.
Yeah.
Now, how do you feel about this Vow of Champions? You think he snags it now?
I don't see why not. His opponent's at 9. The Carnage Sweep would get him there.
What's the third option down in the Sanctum? I can't see
It's
it.
a crystal.
It's a Crystal
Ring.
Rain, yeah.
Ah, okay. I'm checking to make sure it's just the one Carnage Sweep.
He's not going for the Veil Warden, so it seems.
I mean, if he's got the Carnage Sweep, you play the Veil Warden.
He's seen one Carnage Sweep. Like, you know, he's not super likely to have the second one.
Right.
And he has to end the game soon. It's very close. He's going into
He's
8 mana
at
next
8
turn.
Yeah, this could be it.
Yeah, he used the Reckoning. We know he has a relic.
Yep. But is it the right relic? We saw he had a...
Oh,
Okay.
and there's the Carnage Sweep.
Alright. Holding the Veil Warden was justified. But,
And he didn't choose to take the Vow of Champions. LCHammer might snag it himself.
yeah.
I think I would rather not risk giving Clutch access to relic removal by taking anything from the Sanctum if I were LCHammer.
It's a very valid point. And is that the relic he got off of the Reckoning? Because that is not the highest value relic.
It's not the one I was expecting.
Yeah, not Valka's Axe or the Ruden.
Maybe he's trying to bait some relic removal here.
It's possible. It's not like the Enduring Shield is bad. It's keeping LCHammer alive for a long time.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's going
At
to be
this
way
point,
harder
though,
to
if
kill
you're
him now.
Clutch, yeah, you got to go all out at this point.
Yeah, you can't afford to keep holding back. The
Success-
longer the game goes, the better LC's chances are.
Successfully played around Carnage Sweep, but just like you guys said, now or never.
And there's no more Carnage Sweep, so you don't have to worry about that anymore. It's just the Ares Runeblade, which maybe you can make a read that he doesn't have, considering he played another relic right now.
Okay, grabs that.
Is he gonna go for the card draw? He's going for the card draw.
Always draw last.
Yeah, it's fine. He's healing.
For the heal.
Excuse me? I'd like to know why that happened.
Misclick?
I'm leaning towards misclick.
Huh.
That is
Trying to get an extra nature card.
very...
But still.
That's not worth it. You can draw a card from your real deck.
Yeah. I figured it out, but I don't like it.
Yes.
There's the Veil Warden he got off that
Yeah, the reconnaissance.
reconnaissance earlier.
And that's a sad hunt. That's his whole turn. Yeah, he kills Elsie's creature, but he heals him a ton, gives his face protected. He only took 2 damage this turn.
Didn't have much of a choice, really, though.
Yeah, it's
So
just
if
a
the
bummer.
Runeblade comes down here and hits the Veil Warden, that's a GG's, right?
Yep.
Barring any relic removal off the top deck. Whoa!
Strength in numbers, okay. LCHammer's flipping the switch.
Playing the value game. Interesting.
LCHammer, you never know. We all think Runeblade's coming down. It's two turns past 8 mana, and he's dropping strength in numbers.
Yeah, the strength in numbers is good. LCHammer was able to read, my opponent's not threatening me very much. This is a good time to take an off turn, and now his hand could be full of, Tartessian mobs. Who knows?
Yeah. And he's almost got the mana to play whatever he got.
Yep, and Clutch is making sure he doesn't have the Carnage Sweeps, but it doesn't matter now. There is the win condition.
Game on.
Face protected and everything before the swing.
And he heals for a metric butt ton.
Yep.
Wow.
You got a tree in for some RNG.
Dionysus?
Dionysus is possible. He can play it next turn, but when your only out is get a random Dionysus, it's not looking good. And it's not like that Dionysus even wins the game on the spot.
I'm just trying to look at the bright side. It's, Yeah, Dionysus might not even do it. You're still relying on getting good nature cards.
Well, he's got to play the tree in, right? It's his only possible path to victory, slim as it may be.
Yeah, he's got to hope for, like you said, a Dionysus or even like a Nefarious Briar might be helpful here.
Yep.
Chiron even.
Chiron does it.
Can run 2 Ares Rune Blades though, and LC's not sure what's left in his deck, how many cards, but somewhat of a chance he also has a second one.
If that relic doesn't go away, he might as well have no cards in his hand or deck, and it's fine.
Pretty much how that relic works.
Oh,
yeah.
and Canopy Barrage is useless.
Yeah.
Do you think Clutch runs Chiron organically? I'd have to imagine he does if he has access to it.
If he owns Chiron, I imagine it's in here. Especially we saw the Shield Bearers and the Marsh Walkers.
Yeah.
If you have those, you have Chirons.
But to be honest, I'm not sure. There's a chance Clutch might not even have one. I don't know.
I don't know, maybe. Ooh, I was gonna say maybe a Goblet's Go, but that is a lot of healing.
Wow.
Alright, is this random card gonna be Dionysus? Oh, he got a legendary, but not the right one.
Not the
2
right
of the
trial
4
legendary.
trial legendaries would have helped.
That Canopy Barrage he got off the tree and does something, but if he can't get rid of that rune asp or rune blade, whatever it's called, he has no chance.
Yeah. That kills whatever you do.
And as long as LCHammer doesn't take anything from the Sanctum is not going to give relic removal. Clutch does not have enough favor to flip cards over.
Wow.
Yeah. If he does flip a card, LCHammer is stacked on favor.
Yep.
Board state says go wide, but there's nothing to do. Rhino Hog and Animal Bond just heals your opponent more.
Yeah, it's a real checkmate situation.
Yeah.
He needs to draw relic removal, and we're not even sure if he has it or not. And the relic removal just stops the bleeding and doesn't fix the injury. There's Selena.
It's the only way to get something to live other than the Wild Hog.
Yep.
But, a 3-2 Selena does not bode well.
Yeah, Selena deals 2 damage each turn, and that blade heals for way more than 2 each turn.
Not just going face.
Yep, right upstairs.
So Lightning Strike answers it easily, but...
Oh, and another Canopy Barrage just not helping. He plays the Overgrown Rhino,
Dies.
just trades into it and the whole board is cleared.
Yeah.
Just dies.
Yeah, this is a checkmate situation. You're absolutely right.
Wild.
Pass or spill. It's nothing doing.
We told you to expect the unexpected with LCHammer, but I'm still shook.
Control Slayer with 2 Ramparts that went well. Both Ramparts he played were really good. That's never happened before in Gods Unchained history.
You might be right.
Only LC. Pushing 5, healing for 4.
Rubbing it in his face.
Oh.
LCHammer came prepared. Okay, this is something.
Oh.
Didn't get
No relic removal. Now I wonder if LCHammer checked the Sanctum, looked through, was removal an option? Maybe he was very confident that there was going to be no relic removal in there, but either way, Clutch's hand is literally nothing. It might as well be empty.
Yeah.
It's true. He can draw an extra card with that card in the Sanctum.
I don't think you want to do that. You just want to go face and say, I win if the board state stays this way.
I'm talking about Clutch there.
Oh, right.
Try to draw off it. But even then.
Wow.
Yeah, there's
It'll be interesting to know if Clutch does run Nefarious Briar or Chiron in his deck organically.
Shoney's got 8 cards, so yeah, that would be something to maybe ask him afterwards if we don't find out during the games.
Yeah, he scrolled over his deck twice now. Usually when I've been unlucky with drawing cards, I scroll over my deck a lot. Maybe he's trying to tell us he does have relic removal.
Could be it. Could be it.
At this point, does it matter though?
Nope.
I mean, LCHammers. Oh, there it is. Wow.
Oh, that hurts.
Wow. So now we know why he was playing it out as long as he did.
Yes.
Yeah, like Alamir alluded to in the chat there. Big ups to Clutch for playing it out in the manner that he did.
Right.
And that was the 8th card. Oh, so unlucky.
Yeah, wow. I mean, if you're LCHammer, you've got to be over the moon, knowing that like your main win condition could have been countered, and you still got away with it. And you're sitting pretty at this point.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, one thing I'd be interested in is if Clutch stays on Nature after this, does he remove his Nefarious Briars, assuming that his opponent will no longer be using a relic class?
Well, LCHammer could switch to Nature and toss a Selena's Bow, toss a Lysander's Light.
The
LCHammer. Oh my god. Utter carnage.
Unbelievable.
And he heals back up to full.
If Clutch top decks a second Nefarious Briar, I scream.
Doesn't even matter.
Even Chiron helps.
Green Giant does not.
He's still looking. He must have a second option.
Yep.
He has one.
There's not many cards. He can get it.
Oh
He
my
gets
God.
it.
Wow.
Okay.
What a match, dude.
So he had 2 Nefarious Briars, and they were both bottom 8.
Jeez, that is tough luck, but like...
Ooh, this
For
game could have
real.
went so differently. That Ares Runeblade was around turn after turn.
Yeah, I would have conceded probably, even knowing I had Nefarious Briar left in my deck like a couple turns ago.
And so, does Clutch have Dionysus? Is there a way he can come back from this position?
Who knows at this
A
point?
Dionysus could put him in a position where he could win.
Either way, I'll be telling my grandkids about this match.
Oh, yeah.
I'm texting my mom about it right now.
All right, tell her I said hey.
She doesn't want to hear that.
So, yeah, if Clutch has ways to get more random Nature cards, could pull it out that way. If he's running naturally a Jotun.
I was right about to say, has LCHammer played any of his Strength and Numbers cards yet? I don't think so.
I think he's
Only
played
one. Yeah.
1 or 2.
Oh,
wow.
God.
Wait, how?
Yeah, how did that get so huge?
What is that?
How did that get so big?
My brain's just melting at this point.
Did we all sneeze and he played a Valka?
I don't think I sneezed.
Actuary of War. Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, it busts for each
Actuary-
creature in hand?
No, every 6 creatures in all players' voids.
Wow, okay.
Holy moly.
Jeez.
What?
So that was the strength in numbers of all time.
He didn't get the Axewoman off his strength.
No, he got this guy off the strength in numbers. Yeah,
yeah,
and that's what made it possible.
That is insane, especially in this matchup with all those little critters.
And as you can see, LCHammer has 6 damage on the board. If that creature goes face, it's all over.
Wow.
I'm sweating.
There's the Crystal Rain.
Is he just gonna make it not matter?
If he has an Auric Rush.
Blitz?
The Valka's Discovery.
Valka's Discovery lethal.
This game was awesome. And
Yeah.
didn't even wake anything up. The rarely seen Valka's Discovery board clear for lethal.
Wow.
That was awesome.
Wow.
I'm in awe.
Unbelievable. We have an early contender for match of the tournament there.
Yeah, that was amazing. I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick before the next game starts.
Yeah.
That game was crazy.
Fake Me is noting that after all of that, 30-0 victory for LCHammer.
Right.
That final scoreline is not representative of how that game went at all.
He must have healed at the end for possibly over 30.
My goodness. Yeah, no, GG's to both players there.
Yeah, really well done by Clutch, coming as close as he did to maybe turning that around. That was just insane.
Yeah, and you could argue he got unlucky. He got the short end of the stick drawing his relic removal so late. That is unbelievable. Wow.
I want to say I'm speechless, but we've been talking about it. I feel speechless.
Oh, man. That was more than I could have asked for. I'm just thankful to be here and have an opportunity to cast a game like that. Wow. In a limited format. A back and forth match like that.
Amazing. So let me ask you something. If you're playing in a tournament with this format, do you think you might bring your best deck first? Or try to win with your less favorite deck first?
It's an interesting proposition there. I guess I would have to... I haven't done a lot of thinking about participating in this format on account of, I'm not participating, but I would have to imagine I would try to first judge what I expect my opponent to come out with, what's most likely to see on the receiving end, and if I feel like my second strongest deck still has like even a 50-50 chance in that matchup, I would probably start with my second strongest deck. But, I mean, hey, that's easy for me to say, sitting in the booth with you today, am I right?
Yeah, well said. But, yeah, that leads me to wonder what the hell LCHammer is going to run next.
Yeah.
Because it can't be that again.
No, he is done with war. And we can see from the changes made there, Clutch is expecting this game to go a little longer than it did previously. Teching in a Vinebound Jotun, taking out both of those Nefarious Briars.
Yeah.
Removing the relic removal. I guess he's assuming he's not going to see Slayer War again, and rightfully so.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, no, then we might have a
debacle.
Bit of an issue. Wow.
You want to get this one with Mudman?
Alright, I mean, if you're up for it,
yeah, please.
Alrighty. Oh, we got the Nature Mirror. Alright. Strap in. So, yep, Clutch alluding to the decision for every Nature player when going in the mirror match. Do you take Leech Life? Do you take Animal Bond? I'm particularly fond of Animal Bond in the mirror match. I think having a number of less important creatures helps when facing some of nature's random removal.
Yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly, especially knowing LCHammer's style. He likes to be more controlling. So in the control versus control matchup, Leech Life might not matter too much, but the Animal Bonds will be a constant source of pressure.
Yeah, exactly.
Little as it may be.
And there is still quite a bit of ward presence in this format, namely with Selena. You got the Drider Sailweaver as well.
It looks like Clutch is considering keeping the Pyshine in his opening hand, even going first.
I mean, with Faithflame Blade in hand, I can see how you'd consider it. I mean, that could be 12 favor on its own right there. If he does keep it, I would probably send the Rhino, look for something like a Foreign Diplomat. But hey,
his hand is shaped up.
Yeah, that is a pretty good get. I think I might have pipped out the Jaguar.
I think he's thinking he wants to play the Overgrown Rhino on turn 3.
Yeah, it could be. Alrighty, Faithflame cleans that up quickly.
Okay.
Trying for the trade first.
I guess he really wanted the Jaguar over the Faithflame Blade, but it still works out. Got the relic equipped, a little bit of favor. We know that matters with the Pious Giants.
And neither player with the Marshwalker Shield Bearer opening.
Very true.
I can swing these matchups right here on turn 1.
And there's the Leech Life for the full clear, which is not that bad for Clutch. That was his entire turn. And he can follow up with a Black Jaguar Shield Bearer or just go for the Overgrown Rhino.
I think I'd do Black Jaguar Shield Bearer, especially having that Oryx in hand already.
Yeah, you can keep the Pip.
Yeah, odds are at some point during the game you're going to want to pip into something early.
He doesn't go face with the Relic for the favor. A fair play. Selena's Bow.
Wow.
This game might be over before it starts. And we know that Clutch removed his Relic removal.
Wow, will that come back to bite him?
There is a Nefarious Briar in the Sanctum, but Clutch is pretty far away from it at the moment.
That Faithflame Blade can fix that in a hurry, though.
That's true, it's doing a great job right now. And the Faithflame Blade will guarantee he can get enough favor for the Briar.
Does Wildfire, Selena's Bow, get him to... No, he'll still be too short of the Briar.
Still an outstanding
turn. So do you
turn.
hold the Selena's Bow shot right here?
I think that's definitely the move, and he does.
Yeah.
Good play.
Well played.
Now, Clutch's hand is quite powerful. He can use that Pip early to get the Green Giant down quickly. That would forego his charging Oryx a bit, but...
It's so strong.
Yeah, his hand is very powerful.
Choosing to not take the Nefarious Briar.
That is an interesting play.
That's a bold decision. Yeah, I'm not sure I would have
He's going to need the Nefarious Briar, or else this Selena's Bow is going to single-handedly control the game.
Yeah, just even taking it out of the Sanctum, not necessarily playing it, but just the threat of you playing it.
Yeah, force him to be very conservative with his uses of the Relic.
Exactly. Can he clear out this turn?
Yep.
Canopy with the bow, leaving it at 5 durability. Still out of Briar range. Wow.
He has to buy the Briar now.
Oh,
but now he has all these decisions.
Lightning Strike here.
Lightning Strike could be just a game ender. Doesn't have it.
Wow.
Okay.
Very passive turn.
And that means the Pious Giant can come down.
Oh, yeah. Leaves him at 14 health, 15 on board, threatening lethal already. Thank you, GabeBabe76, for the 100 bits. And that might be a wrap. Needs to get lucky on a Lightning Strike at this point, and that's just to survive an extra turn.
Yep.
Now, there's no way out of this at this point, is there? No,
nope.
Not at all.
Yeah, 2 huge creatures. That was really showing the power of Pious Giant.
Yeah, he needs that giant to miss. And it does, but I don't know if that's going to help him all that much.
Definitely not.
Follows up with some massive creatures.
And next turn he has a Charging Oryx just on top. If LCHammer can do something I can't think of to clear this board.
Yeah, there's nothing.
How glad are you guys that this match was last?
Ha!
Oh yeah, this was a great final match. And this was a great game.
Little bit of a spoiler. Might not be last.
Ooh.
Really?
Yeah, really. GG's to Clutch, though.
Yeah, that was great.
Taking back that 1-game advantage with the quickness.
Yeah, and modifying his deck really paid off. He added that Pious Giant in between games.
Yeah, I thought he was going to pay for that decision with the early Selena's Bow, but didn't seem to matter at all.
And he put egg all over all of our faces. We were very confused why he wasn't taking the Nefarious Briar, and it was clearly the move.
Yeah, Pious Giant.
Oh, and it looks like he is going with War. Clearly Onslaught War's got all the deadly creatures.
Wow.
Clutch is a very strong player with this deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is one of his favorite decks.
He also has some insight to what LCHammer's trying to do.
Yeah, will LCHammer stick with nature?
Yeah, I don't know if he does at this point. I mean, I don't recollect LCHammer being a huge nature player.
LCHammer plays everything.
He plays everything, he's good with everything, but all I'm saying is he's got options right now.
Wow.
He's got decks.
Alrighty, so we are going into the 3rd game of this round 2 matchup. Clutch v LCHammer.
Oh, and Clutch getting cold feet.
A little bit of hesitancy.
BRB. Oh, that's very kind of him.
Yeah.
Nice way.
Guess somebody's got to take a whiz. Alrighty.
Me too.
Oh, hey, see you in a bit, Bonk. Professor starting up a heist. Very
After
timely.
that first game, I threw up a lot in Bonk's bathroom. I'm kind of nervous he's going in there. I was hoping he wouldn't go in for the rest of the day.
Gotcha. Just, hey, if you're not ready to admit it was you, then, you know, play stupid.
I missed the toilet and the sink a lot.
So on that note, yeah, no, I did tease another matchup, although that was when I thought that this matchup here, LCHammer versus Clutch, might be over a little sooner than it looks like it will be. But we did have Alamir volunteering to stream their perspective of their matchup against, hold on, buying time, Asian Boy PMT.
Oh, Asian Boy PMT, well-known person.
Yeah, so that match was due to start about 10 minutes ago. Oh, Alamir's here. Here's Alamir.
He says we're good, and I'm very excited about that. Love to get some more coverage in there.
Yeah, if we're good, we're good.
Big shout out to Alamir for making that possible.
Oh, excellent. Alrighty. We have an announcement from none other than Meals Community and Content. All owed Weekend Trial of the Gods packs should now be distributed, so that's great news. If you haven't already, go and check your temples. You might have a surprise in there.
Oh, I gotta get into my temple.
That's exciting.
I may have been missing some packs before.
I'll get into those in a bit, but yeah, here we go. Game 3. I'm stoked. Let's see how it goes.
Very exciting. I'm excited to see if LCHammer stays with the nature. He goes to Magic.
Magic.
LCHammer really likes playing that expensive spell that like makes copies of creatures. I don't remember what it's called, but I'm hoping that comes down.
Oh, yeah, no, I know the one you're talking about. Don't know the name either. Trial of the something.
In our last tournament, he played that on Healing Elites. And this is interesting for Clutch. He has a very strong defensive hand, but does he want to be defensive against Magic? Does he have the ability to not be defensive as Onslaught War?
Unbelievable. Yeah, is he really going to have much to remove? Yeah, weigh in, BJ. Thank you for the subscription there.
Might end up just having to play some tempo 1-2s.
That's possible. He does have the Enduring Shield, which I don't know how useful that's going to be in this matchup.
I don't know how useful any of this stuff's going to be. He's going to need like a strength in numbers into something else.
He does run 2 strength in numbers, but that is worlds away at this point.
Yeah, I'm just saying outvalue LCHammer in the late game if his deck is constructed as I imagine it is. Yeah, Clutch showing us. We're like, what do you do at this point? There's, you know.
Yeah, you spend 2 mana and you play a relic that might not matter. I guess the relic can pop protected. Alright, we got the Staff of Shards.
It's really helpful against things like Trojan Battle Mage.
Yeah, if that Staff of Shards wasn't out there, he could have just tempoed out the Trojan Battle Mage, but now it's a big risk.
I hadn't considered Magic in this format at all. I'm trying to think what they still have access to. Obviously, both of the bolts. Their AoE and removal spells are pretty well intact.
Yeah, they have all the ramp cards.
The important ones, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And they are missing some of those late game combo pieces, though. Namely, Avatar of Magic. Still have Frey, but missing Portal Wranglers to capitalize on those. Clones. I'd be really interested to see the composition of this deck. It very well may just be a bunch of really heavy statted frontline creatures in that like 7, 8, and 9 mana slot.
Yeah, I'd be willing to bet it's, like I said in the beginning of the matchup, he's going to play something big like a Healing Elite and then use that spell to make copies of it every turn. I imagine that's his strategy.
What a win con. That would be amazing.
And there is the Mana Toad, very important. And the Sip Elixir.
Whoa.
And, you know, Ward, there's no Umber Arrows, there's no Life Levies, that Toad will eventually die.
Wow. Oh!
Card sweep could matter.
Hey, we have a special shout out to make. Our primary tournament prize pool sponsor, Super Nerd, in the chat right now.
Hey,
what's up,
dude?
Super Nerd? Good to see you.
What's up, Super Nerd?
Thanks for checking out the product, and thanks for making this happen. Alrighty, so LCHammer already at 6 mana.
If the big double ramp turn and draw a card is very powerful. Infinite health. And the other Symbol Elixir. This one might be over before it starts. He can kill it, but do you even want to kill it?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
But what else do you do?
Yeah. LCHammer just made a great selection. Maybe LCHammer was aware that Clutch likes playing Onslaught and said, I'm going to play a deck that just does not care how responsive you can be. And a Portable Fortress this time.
If LCHammer wins the 2 matchups that he got 0 attack creatures out on board, I'm going to have to reconsider how I feel about a lot of aspects of this game.
He's not going to change my mind that those cards are good or bad, but I think he's going to win this game pretty wholeheartedly. Now, Clutch did get the strength in numbers, which will be important for coming back, but he has to empty his hand a bit.
Yeah. What a thorny situation.
Yeah, the Blade of Sticks is definitely not coming down, because he's definitely going to use the Carnage Sweep on the route he has currently, provided it gets to live. I'm having a hard time thinking of any outs for Clutch at the moment. Especially with all the ramp LCHammer's gotten. He's so ahead on everything. Ahead on board, ahead on life total technically, ahead on mana.
I feel like you just gotta start emptying your hand at some point.
He has to get ready for the strength of numbers. He needs a big strength of numbers to come back.
Yeah, his win condition is really good pull off of strength and numbers, that's for sure.
Probably going to need the second strength of numbers on top of that, and War does not have a lot of draw.
Yeah. Oh, and Magic does have access to Ratify, so...
Ugh.
Yeah.
It's a real uphill battle for Clutch. It was a nice Trojan Battle Mage. You got to kill something and keep the protected. We can see the Staff of Shards is going to make quick work of him.
First Blood.
Woo!
The race is on.
So Clutch can pip into strength and numbers next turn. That's something.
Yeah, but he'll fill up his hand and then some. He'll overdraw 1 on the strength and numbers and then overdraw whatever he picks up next turn. Gotta spill.
Yeah, he's got to spill. And we know that we saw Clutch making the deck beforehand. He doesn't have Valkas or Healing Elites. Strength and numbers is his highest value card. So...
You don't want to play those deadly creatures too early.
Yeah,
because that's how you deal with something huge like a Healing Elite. You don't want to Carnage Sweep a 1/3.
Nope.
You don't want to Auric Rush a 1/3. What does he play?
The Blade of Sticks, maybe, but that's a sad Blade of Sticks.
That's a sad Blade of Sticks.
The Auric Rush. I guess the Auric Rush isn't going to do much. You can get rid of that.
Oh, nice pickup.
Yeah, that's decent.
I feel like that's an easy decision to play that. But,
Yeah, it lets him play the Blade of Sticks adequately.
Get it out of your hand, yeah.
Yeah. And he might want to keep the Auric Rush to pop a Healing Elite's protected, but yeah, we're not even 100% sure that's going to happen.
Oh, we might find out next turn. You can get to 8 mana.
Yeah.
With Clutch's face protected and possibly a relic, well, at this point definitely a relic still on the board, he can deal with that.
That is tough. I know he wants to take the Svart Basilisk.
Yeah, but he has to keep his hand small.
Exactly. Hand size issues already.
And there's a Tracking Bolt for a full clear.
Wow.
Another Portable Fortress. At least it's not pressuring Clutch. He doesn't have to be afraid of this thing. He's got deadly creatures.
Yeah.
But I imagine he really wants to see what's in the strength and numbers box.
And sooner rather than later, right?
Yeah, he's got to get the card so he can try to swing the board. But also, LCHammer hasn't put any Astral Implosion, he hasn't put any Ratifies. He's going to need the second strength in numbers after LCHammer deals with the first strength in numbers to even have a chance.
All day done with the Christian Hackenberg reference. Well done.
It's Hackenberg time.
Oh,
Blade of Sticks to trade, I don't like that.
I don't like that either.
But he needs to make his hand small.
I was thinking Poison Peddler blitz it into the portable fortress and then just pip out this 4-2.
I think he wants to save all of his deadlies for whatever else he's ramping into.
Yeah, it would seem so. At this point, do you even take the Smart Basilisk?
No. I don't like it. It gets rid of one durability off that relic, which is not threatening him very much. There's no demos in this format. Frey, Helion Elite. There's the Frey, okay.
Frey on curve.
Yeah,
Wow.
LCHammer's playing the game.
Alrighty.
Oh boy.
So what he gets off of this will probably determine the rest of the match.
Yep, and here comes the strength in numbers. Clutch was hovering over before the turn started.
I don't think you can play yet.
No.
You still have to clear your hand out a bit.
Overdraw next turn. You can't do anything this
Wow.
turn.
Well, he can pivot into the Athenian Archer to not overdraw.
Yeah, that's
true.
fair.
And he can still clear the Fray if he wants to, but then he's out of relics, so his Carnage Sweep becomes very weak.
Oh!
He gets some high value cards.
Yeah, that was really, really good.
Yeah.
Game on.
Indeed.
And if he does get rid of his relic this turn, he can use the Carnage Sweep to activate the Mountain Dragon for extra damage.
Yeah, I was already thinking you might save that Auric Rush just for that, you know? If you can pull off a surprise lethal with that. If you stick the Grey Worm in the Carnage Sweep Auric Rush, that should do 30.
That would be quite easy. There's also the Wicked Fae. Can you target your own creatures with Wicked Fae?
Yes, you can.
Okay, that's interesting. And he has the
So it
the
starts
Tormentor
at
for
6,
healing?
12, 24, 48. So yeah, he would need a third. He could do it.
He can do it. He also has to clear off the Protected from LCHammer's face, but before there was no path to victory, and now we see a very small avenue.
Yeah, Nadamale with the very astute observation. He probably wants to try to bait out a Ratify beforehand, if at all possible.
Oh, you gotta do that. And you imagine LCHammer's gotta be running Ratify, especially in this format.
Is it Trial of the False Reflection?
Yes,
Is that the same
that's the
thing?
card.
Cheers, okay.
Excellent job, whoever said that.
I don't see it in the chat. I was
Excellent
hoping
job,
somebody
Caution.
would say it.
Well done, Caution.
Oh,
There's some relic removal.
Okay. I guess that is one of the benefits of running
Magic.
Magic. Yeah, you do have access to the strongest organic relic removal in the game. What to do?
We definitely have a match on our hands at this point.
Yeah.
It only took, I don't know, 12 turns?
Huh.
Yeah, about 12 turn. Alright, so we're buffing up the little Blitz creature.
Okay. Strong board presence. Easy Asterisk Implosion if LCHammer has it.
Looking at that APEP.
Yeah, he needs big things.
Yep. I'd love to see the Wicked Fae turn the dragon into a monster, but that might be a little too... Okay, well the APEP's gone. There's that 12/12 dragon that would be quite good if that popped up in the Sanctum.
Yeah, for sure. Again, I have to imagine LCHammer sitting on 2 Ratifies.
Yep.
I'm not sure if he has them in hand, obviously, but you know, I'd have to imagine they're in the deck.
Yeah, he's drawn through his deck faster. Yeah,
Nice.
Very interesting.
That Tormentor Fiend is an 8/7 with Blitz, so that handles that scandal pretty easily. If he wants to Blitz out a Deadly, he will be using all his mana.
Yep. Which is worth it. You gotta get rid of that giant creature.
So he has 3 Deadlies in hand.
The creature that went into the Sanctum is the 2/5 Blitz. Not a huge value card like, you know, Clutch is hoping for. Something like Orpheo's Guile. Alright, well he can handle that.
That was an 8 mana Healing Elite, so he did not get that off the fray. I'd have to imagine the goal was to get a 2 mana Healing Elite and pair it with that Trial of the False Reflection on the same turn.
Yep.
But, yeah, like you said, he can deal with that if he so chooses to.
Yeah, and LCHammer will be at 9 mana next turn and have a pip, so he could play a Helion Elite and then pip into a Trial of the False Reflection, provided that did get frayed. Now, do you think he goes for the Wicked Fae here for the full clear?
I don't think I would.
Yeah, it's tempting to get a full clear, but looks like he's going for it.
Tough to gauge not knowing what's in LCHammer's hand, but I feel like I might favor Clutch at this point.
It's very hard to say. Oh, you know, if Clutch could have gotten that APEP and paired it with the Cyclops, that would have been a very cool combo.
It looks like Palace is one of the cards he got from Fry. APEP Doomcaller is an 8-mana card, and he pipped into the Palace, so...
Yep. And Palace having Deadly does not matter at all.
Yeah, looks
So
like
that's
that
nice.
Fray didn't do LCHammer any favors there.
No, sir.
It did draw him cards, so if he didn't have a Ratify in hand, he's closer to it.
Wow. And Clutch still has that second strength in numbers hiding in his deck somewhere.
Yep, he has 2 deadly creatures to handle more big threats.
That Tormentor Fiend is the cleanest trade I can think of.
And it gives him a little bit of leech action. Clutch looking like he's drawn cards, okay. He's running low on time. Zero Mana Reckoning is something. He's got to make moves.
What does that get him? Enduring Shield?
Probably.
Hmm.
So Karn Sweep is back to active. That's something. But that Palace is going to stick, and that means LCHammer can get all the value he wants. And his hand is starting to get small. Looks like he has 4 cards in there right now.
At least for the turn being, yeah. Checking to see if you should just push for lethal. If you have Trial of the False Reflection here... Whoa!
Ooh, that is a Healing Elite.
Whoa. Yes, indeed.
At the very least, it protects Palace for another turn.
Yeah, for sure. Enduring Shield Carnage Sweep does not answer Palace.
He still has to go for it, right? Unless he top decks a second Asterisk, or a second 1-mana deal 1 damage to everything.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, you could drop the shield, chip the protected, and take 5 damage, or 10 damage, rather.
Yeah, I don't know if he can afford to take 10.
Deadly into it, but yeah, no, I don't think so either.
He does have the second Karn Sweep, so he's ready for 1 more board. But that Raised Dead was absolutely huge, getting that randomly off Palace for another just huge creature. And Palace is still around, generating more value. Palace can keep giving insane cards like that.
Yeah, that being said, Clutch handled that with aplomb.
Mm-hmm. And Clutch's hand is pretty good. He has some decent high-value creatures that have all been buffed. He has
Oh,
a second
yeah.
strength numbers in there. He's ahead on fatigue.
Absolutely.
Time Bomb, okay.
LCHammer is searching. Wow, that is a slow turn.
There's the second strength in numbers. Little ways away from it, but, you know, good to have.
What an incredible matchup, these two.
Seriously. This is kind of an awkward turn for Clutch, I feel like.
Oh, definitely. His hand's too big. He can't possibly drop enough cards to play the... Oh, is he going for the Karn Sweep now?
Interesting. There might not be any relics left in his deck if that's his play.
I don't think there are. He does have another Deadly in hand, so he can handle 1 more big threat. But a Karn Sweep on this board, if he gets a big creature and plays Trial of the False Reflection, or whatever it's called, the Karn Sweep is going to be the answer he needs, and now he'll have none.
Yeah.
He might just be thinking, oh, that was an interesting take.
Yeah. Wonder why the Athenian Archer.
I guess for the second Helion Elite.
Yeah, maybe.
Must be, yeah. Get his Deadly through to it.
And this 2/2 is strange because it's going to draw cards for Clutch. Clutch's hand already has a lot of gas, and one of the few ways he's in the lead right now is in fatigue. So drawing cards might not be exactly what he wants here.
Yeah, it won't draw him anything, just attacking face.
Yep, very true. Has to hit a creature. Here comes a big Cyclops.
Alrighty. Time for Clutch to play some threats.
Yeah, then plop down the strength of numbers for more threats.
I wonder if it's possible that either player has Deuteria in the list. I don't think we saw it in Clutch's deck. I wouldn't be surprised if it found its way into LCHammer's list. But that could be a difference maker in the long run here.
Definitely.
Athenian Archer, I believe, can only go to enemy creatures, so that won't help him with the Great Worm. But, man oh man.
It's coming down to the wire. LCHammer only has 6 cards left in his deck. If that second strength in numbers hits cards anywhere near as valuable as the first strength in numbers, LCHammer may not have the resources to deal with them.
Agreed.
Yeah, he's got to find a way to get out in front. But, yeah, even if he does, Clutch has ways back.
I wonder what he's checking the void for. He's trying to account for any AoE spells.
Yep, there's been no Astric Implosions.
1 Astric Implosion.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Clutch has that Tormentor, so when he eventually plays something big like that Mountain Grey Worm, he could heal back up super high.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Alright, noted, Alamir. Thank you for the heads up, and good luck. We'll get to you as soon as possible. Alamir's going to start up now.
Awesome.
So,
And thanks for keeping us updated.
yeah, if this
Very
game
kind
runs
of you.
longer than 5 more minutes, you know, we'll miss the beginning of that matchup. But yeah, definitely stay tuned for Alamir GU's matchup coming up as soon as this wraps up. I don't want this to end though. I'm torn.
Well, this is very interesting because now there's creatures for these two creatures to attack into, and like I was saying before, I don't know if he wants to draw cards right now. It seems like it's actively bad.
Yeah, I mean he could.
Well, now he has the Noctri.
Yeah, or anything else really.
Well, I don't think he should throw a Deadly into that, for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Yep, Noctri is good.
Noctvi's good. Could drop the Longship as well, but that does not play around the second Astric Implosion.
It certainly doesn't, but it makes it easier for him to drop that strength in numbers, which might be his highest priority at the moment.
He's playing the long game. I think at this point he can pretty much guarantee he has more resources available than LCHammer.
Yeah, that's definitely true, but I'm worried about this Clear Mind. It can, circumvent the fatigue damage. But, yeah, well, with the second strength in numbers in hand, Clutch should be able to run him out of resources.
Yeah, I agree.
I saw somebody in our chat, Ear Trolling, putting in a vote for best 3 of 5, and I support it.
If it were up to me.
Yeah, right? Love to watch it, but unfortunately this matchup is coming to a close pretty shortly.
Luckily, this was a hell of a Game 3.
Hell yeah.
We were all very firmly believing that LCHammer was almost guaranteed the victory, but at this point it's looking like it's going to come up clutch.
We did say that it would come down to strength in numbers.
Yep, and that first strength in numbers, he hasn't played a lot of the cards yet, but they were very high impact cards. He's got the second strength in numbers, which could be just as strong, or it could be all duds. That's the fun of strength in numbers.
Wow.
Alright, and Clutch says here is a 14 attack creature. What are you going to do about it? Will we see that ratify?
He's gone through almost the whole deck. I hope he didn't run this deck with no ratifies.
No, he's definitely got ratify. But do you think he has 2?
I would have to imagine. I'm mostly thinking what his top end looks like. Was it just the 1 Helion Elite? Was it 2 Helion Elites? Is there Echophone in there?
Yeah, we'll find out soon.
We're gonna have to. From what I could tell from hand, Palace is the only confirmed Frey card that we've seen so far. I mean, he could have gotten a 2-mana Echophone and just be waiting to deplete Clutch's resources as long as possible before dropping that alongside the trial there.
Yeah, or it could just be like an astral implosion, something that's not very valuable.
Yeah, at this point,
one of the Star Shard bolts or tracking bolts.
Exactly.
Very
exactly.
true. Or even the time bomb that came out after the fray.
Yeah, this is a thorny situation for LCHammer. He's gonna have to watch his step. I just don't know if there's any playing around the value that Clutch has generated and can continue to generate at this point.
Yeah, it is possible that strength in numbers gives Clutch all duds, but it's very unlikely. Alright, and God Power's going to guarantee LCHammer doesn't take any damage at least. That's not going to win him the game.
No. Check, check. Thank you for the reports there. I appreciate it.
Maybe we are robots. Have you even thought about that?
This is Bonk's house. It's not our fault.
It's my fault.
Looking at the basilisk, I don't know why exactly.
Yeah, not sure there's anything doing there. I think I would just play the other longship and the Nakvi and just give him threats to deal with.
Yeah.
Let him deal with them.
And then play strength in numbers and you're good to go.
Ideally. Very mindful not to overextend into anything, though.
And is this LCHammer's last card? There's an asterisk, okay. Second one down.
I think Clutch knows the longer this game goes, the better his chances.
Yep, definitely.
He's definitely playing like it.
Even if LCHammer's last card is the Terror, that's not going to help him concede.
Whoa. Almost had the twist of the tournament there. Huh.
There's an Echophone.
It's 9 mana, though. So, that is
He's not taking any fatigue damage.
not going to help.
Now, Clutch has a deadly creature, as we can see, so that Echophone's as good as dead.
Yep.
And that's probably going to be all she writes.
Yeah, definitely needed that to stick.
It's not.
I was thinking about holding on to the Harvester Arachne and just Tormentor Fiend, Athenian Archer, and Blitz.
That works too.
Indeed it does.
And it gets more cards out of his hand for the strength and numbers. Not that that matters at this point.
Fair play to him. I actually like that.
Yeah, it gets him, lets him stay with a large creature on the board.
So is that a wrap for LCHammer?
I think he's played one tracking bolt, so he should be able to deal with... Oh, Crystal Rain, okay, that handles it.
Yeah, he might have another Helion Elite in hand, but past that, I don't know what he can play that gives Clutch any kind of pause.
Yeah, no, the Helion Elite doesn't do anything. He can pop the Protected however he wants to and then just deadly it right gone. Clutch is going to have to really screw something up to lose this game at this point. And here's the strength in numbers. Let's see what he gets.
He's got the 2-drop follow-up to prevent any fatigue damage. Wow.
Yeah, those, not the greatest cards, but definitely good enough.
Yeah, solid enough indeed.
And as we were saying, that card does not do much of anything.
Holding on to that Harvest Arachne was
Yeah, very good move.
showed the experience Clutch has with Onslaught.
For sure. 3 mana even. He can avoid any fatigue damage this turn.
And he can even play another 3-mana creature that buffs the rest of his hand.
Alright, he's got LCHammer on the ropes. Still has 4 cards in hand and 18 favor. That's enough to pick up something.
Yeah, but the Sanctum is not very good.
No, not friendly at all.
Oh, the pass.
Wow.
Maybe LC has Inferno and he's thinking he can get Clutch to overextend. But Inferno's not even a full clear. And
No.
Clutch does not need to overextend if he doesn't want to.
Yeah, he doesn't have
So
to
the
play
onus is on
anything.
him. Yeah, I would take nothing from the Sanctum.
Yeah, I don't think I'd take anything either.
Yeah, none of that's good for LCHammer, and you're going to win regardless, so just leave the Sanctum as is.
If I picked one thing, it would be the Smart Basilisk, because that's the only thing LCHammer can afford to take organically. But,
Yeah, I guess Clutch is saying all my creatures have 5 attack. You need to clear every single one of them to even have a chance.
okay.
Worm Breath for lethal. And the Shadow Scythe, that's a Genesis card, isn't it?
Wow.
Palace?
Oh yeah, you must have got it from Palace. And that is a GG.
What a match.
Excellent game.
He's showing us it's a Genesis card.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was wondering what that second Palace spell was, but yeah,
Found
that
it.
tracks. Wow.
Outstanding game 3.
What an incredible game. What an incredible matchup.